Once upon a time, in a northern land where winter seemed to reign forever, there lived two children who loved each other like brother and sister. Their names were Kai and Gerda. Their families lived in neighboring houses, so close that their windows almost touched. Between the windows, their parents placed flower boxes where beautiful roses grew. This was where the children spent all their days playing together. Gerda's grandmother often told them wonderful, magical stories. One winter evening, as snow swirled outside the window, she told them about the Snow Queen, a beautiful yet cold-hearted woman who traveled through snowstorms. That very night, Kai saw a woman in the window, dazzling in her whiteness, dressed in a coat made of millions of sparkling snowflakes. She was beautiful, but her eyes shone with an icy. Long ago, an evil troll had created a magical mirror that distorted everything good and beautiful, turning it ugly and wicked. The mirror shattered into billions of pieces scattered across the world. By cruel fate, two of these shards pierced Kai's eye and heart. From that moment, everything changed. Kai, once kind and gentle, became cold and cruel. He mocked his grandmother, tore out the beautiful roses, and pushed Gerda away with harsh words. The little girl could not understand what had happened to her dear friend. One cold winter day, Kai was sledding in the town square when a magnificent white sleigh passed by. Playfully, Kai tied his sled to it. The sleigh sped up, left the town, and rushed into a snowstorm. When it finally stopped, Kai realized it was the Snow Queen. She wrapped him in her cloak and kissed his forehead with an icy kiss that made him forget Gerda and everything he had ever loved. She took him to her icy palace at the edge of the world. When spring came without Kai, everyone believed he had died everyone except Gerda one morning. She put on her red shoes and set out to find him. First, she met an old sorceress who tried to make her forget Kai and stay forever. But one day, Gerda saw a beautiful rose, and all her memories came rushing back. She escaped immediately. Then she met a raven who told her about a mysterious young prince. Thinking it might be Kai, she went to the castle, but it was not him. The princess, moved by her story, gave her a golden carriage to continue her journey. In a dark forest, robbers attacked the carriage. The robber chief's daughter, a wild little girl, spared Gerda and kept her captive. A dove told her that Kai was with the Snow Queen far to the north. The robber girl's reindeer agreed to take Gerda there, and eventually, the girl let them go. They traveled across icy lands under skies lit by the northern lights. They stopped at a wise woman who knew the Snow Queen's secret. The reindeer begged her to give Gerda special powers. But she replied, "I cannot give her more power than she already has. It lies in her heart and her kindness and innocence." Gerda continued alone to the Snow Queen's palace. It was built entirely of snow, shaped by strong winds into countless vast halls glowing with northern lights. Inside, everything was empty, frozen and silent. In the center, on a frozen lake, Kai sat, blue from the cold but unable to feel it. The Snow Queen's kisses had frozen his heart. He played with shards of ice, trying to form the word eternity, because she promised to set him free if he succeeded, but he never could. When Gerda found him, she ran to him, embraced him tightly, and burst into tears. Her warm tears fell onto his chest and melted the ice in his heart. Kai looked at her and suddenly recognized her. He began to cry too, and his tears washed the shard from his eye. Laughing and crying with joy, the ice pieces danced and formed the word eternity. Kai was free. Gerda continued her journey alone toward the Snow Queen's palace. The wind howled around her, and the snow stung her face, but she did not stop. Step by step, she moved forward, guided only by her love for Kai. At last, the icy palace rose before her. Vast and silent, built from snow and the palace was formed by powerful winds into enormous halls, glowing faintly under the northern lights. Everything inside was cold, empty, and lifeless. The floors were smooth as glass, and the air was so still it felt frozen in time. Gerda walked carefully through the endless corridors, her heart beating with hope and fear. In the very center of the palace, she found a frozen lake. There, sitting motionless, was Kai, His skin was pale and blue from the cold, yet he felt nothing at all. His eyes were empty and distant. The Snow Queen's magic had taken away all warmth from his heart. Kai was playing with sharp pieces of ice, trying again and again to form the word eternity. The Snow Queen had promised him freedom if he succeeded, but the pieces never fit together. No matter how long he tried, the word would not come together. When Gerda saw him, she ran forward without hesitation. She threw her arms around him and held him tightly, as if afraid to lose him again. Tears filled her eyes, and she began to cry with all her heart. Her warm tears fell onto Kai's chest, melting the frozen shard buried deep inside his heart. Slowly, the ice began to crack and disappear. Something inside him awakened. For the first time in a long while, he felt warmth. Kai looked at Gerda, confused at first. But then, suddenly, recognition filled his eyes. "Gerda, is it really you?" he whispered. Tears rolled down his cheeks, washing away the tiny shard of glass stuck in his eye. Along the way, they met the little robber girl again. She had changed and grown kinder. She smiled when she saw them and wished them well on their journey. When they stepped into their homes, they realized something had changed. They had grown up. Yet in their hearts, they remained the same children, full of love, forever untouched by the cold of the Snow Queen.